Here is my most recently completed model. It's Tamiya's 48 scale F4U1 Corsair transformed into a Korean War era F4U4 using CMK's comprehensive resin conversion. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into a project like this, but all of it would be wasted if we didn't focus on the basics of construction as we got underway. Welcome back to Test to Scale Workshop. I'm Brett Green. Over the next few months, we're going to take a look at some of those basics that will help you build a model, whether it's straight out of the box or for a super detailing or conversion project. Today, we're going to take a look at possibly the most basic of all techniques, removing parts from sprues. Cutting the part cleanly from the sprue in the first place can save you a lot of time further down the track. If you don't cut the part cleanly, then you might have to resort to sanding, filling and polishing in order to repair the damage that you've done. If you're building a long-run injection moulded kit, so something like Italeri, Testors, Hasegawa, Tamiya, then the most frequent tool that you'll probably use in removing parts from the sprue is the humble Sprue Cutter. This is really just a small pair of pliers with hardened steel jaws, and it will cleanly cut the part from the sprue with a regular kit. There are other tools that will be useful in helping clean up any residue as well. In addition to the Sprue Cutter, the most frequently used tool in cleaning up will be the standard hobby knife. I use a small handled, small bladed hobby knife because I find that it actually helps me get into the small spaces more easily. This will help you actually remove some of the sprue that mightn't be taken by the Sprue Cutter. Once that's happened, you may also want to sand the part. I use these sanding sticks that I just buy in the supermarket. They come in various shapes and sizes. There's also a specialised sanding stick that allows me to get into tiny corners as well. The technique for using a Sprue Cutter on a standard injection run kit is quite simple. We have the sprue here, and we're going to remove these parts. The flat side of the Sprue Cutter is placed flat against the part, and we nip, and we'll do the same on the other side, nip again, and we have a nice clean cut with a little bit of residue there. What I'll do now is I'll get hold of our Tester's hobby knife, and I'll just trim off the excess there, and finally we'll just sand that, and we have a perfectly removed part in only seconds. The parts of some kits need a little more persuasion to be removed from their sprues. On some limited run kits, there are very chunky casting blocks, much more so than the long run injection moulded kits that we're generally used to. Have a look at the horizontal tail planes on the high planes 72nd scale F4U Corsair. There's almost no distinction between where the sprue ends and the part starts. It would be pretty much out of the question to use a pair of side cutters to remove these. In this case, I'd be much more inclined to use a razor saw in order to actually saw the part off the sprue. It still will take a few more seconds, but it's not difficult to do. I'll do this when I'm actually at my desk. So the best advice I can give you is choose the right tool for the right job. Planning is probably the most important element of any successful modelling project, and planning starts with the preparation of the parts. Next month we'll be taking a look at glues, the range available and how to use them. But that'll be next time on Test to Scale Workshop. Bye for now.